Hello, everybody. It's Brian. And just when I was getting back into the alphabet thread from Jakob, I had made my selections a couple weeks ago. I found out that he has stopped doing it. So, because I had already picked these ones, I will continue with the E section and then I'll reevaluate to see what I'm going to do. But as I say, I selected these ones a while ago, and as I did in the previous videos, I chose only CDs for whatever reason. And some of these are maybe a little unknown. I'd be curious to know if you know them, as usual, but let's get started. And I'm starting with a band called Esmerine from Montreal. It's hard to see because the text there is, yeah, it's kind of weird. The album's called Aurora. This is the back. This is their second record from 2005. And they are a kind of like a post-rock modern chamber music act, if that makes any sense, with members from Godspeed You Black Emperor and Silver Mount Zion Memorial Orchestra. Here is the CD. And I would say this is solidly in the post-rock domain with some droning, as we have come to expect, a bit of post-punk and possibly, as I've read, some Turkish Turkish folk music. Did I show you the inside? This is the inside. Yeah, I showed you the inside. Comes with this interesting piece of art and this piece of paper, which let's have a look at it. So it's double-sided. First side is a review of their debut record, Esmerine's debut record, and the reviewer is Jillian Nash from Logo magazine. And she notes that Bruce Codron from Godspeed You Black Emperor is here, and Silver Mount Zion's Becky Foon is here. She calls it a spatial chamber rock neoclassical ensemble that revolves around strings and mostly percussive instruments. So it's a good review, and I think it suits the record. I think this is a really good record. It is on vinyl, I just don't have a copy. And side 2 of this is a description of the current record, which has the release date, May 31st, 2005, the titles of the songs, and a description of the music and some, these guest musicians, etc. So I think this is a really good album if you like that sort of, this is kind of like post-rock, but with more of a neoclassical feel, but I think it's really, really good. Yeah, and the song titles are interesting, which I won't read. For the second record I chose, Explosions in the Sky, and this is a record called All of a Sudden I Miss Everyone. It's the band's 5th record from 1997. And this happens to be the limited edition because it comes with a bonus CD, and on the bonus CD is a bunch of remixes. So this is a band from Texas, and their music would go in the post-rock, shoegaze, indie kind of category. It comes with a poster. This is the album artwork, blown up, and some more art on this side. And I'd say it's pretty cool. They're a fairly well-known band. I'm sure most people have heard of them, and I recommend all of their music. Then let's go back to Montreal for number 3, and this is a band called A Sans, which means and without. You can sort of see A Sans over here, and the album title is in there, but I'll put it on the screen because it's actually a strange one because it's sort of French, but it has I think they've taken liberties with the French. And this is the CD itself. Now, when I decided to mention this record a couple weeks ago, I did have a look online to see if I could find a review. They've been called an experimental Montreal supergroup because, once again, we have members from Godspeed You Black Emperor, Fly Pan Am, and the Shalabi Effect. So again, that Montreal scene comes together again. So it's avant-garde, experimental noise, maybe with a bit of krautrock minimal. And I think this is from All Music. They said file under absurd. And they said that this is a concept-driven supergroup of French-Canadian experimental rockers who push the boundaries of what is actually listenable. Now, I find that quite funny because I think this is extremely listenable. Of course, I like this kind of music, and I think it's great. There are 4 tracks on here. The first one is about 5.5 minutes. The rest, the last 3 are really long, 18 and 3/4 minutes. We have 10 minutes and 11 minutes. And they went on to say that only track 4 could stand out as an almost rocker, with its percolating synths and organ-driven krautrock motif, which is eventually swallowed in a chorus of nonsensical vocals, guitar feedback, and pure electronic chaos, which to me sounds like the perfect description of a record. They call it a challenging listen, and after all that is said, they gave it 3 stars, which I think is a bit too little. I mean, this is certainly better than a 3-star record. And I know there are vocals in here, but they're not really, they don't really make a lot of sense. Here's a couple examples of song titles. The Naked, Naked Thing of this Spectral Heap of Evil. What about The Herd Bloody Curves of the Too Truly Hallucinated Organ? Interesting. I think they're great. But I don't think they're recording anymore. Here we have another Montreal band. This is a trio called Exhaust. This is their debut record, simply self-titled, from 1998. And again, we go back to Godspeed You Black Emperor because there are members here from Godspeed You Black Emperor. But it's a trio with bass, drums, tapes, and bass clarinet, which is a really interesting collection of instruments. I do have this on a vinyl as well. Liner notes, which at the top is it's in French, and then they have, yeah, it's all in French except for the song titles. And the song titles, well, before I tell you the song titles, this is a little ad for Constellation Records, which is maybe my favorite Canadian record label, because they have a whole stable of bands working in the post-rock genre, like Godspeed You Black Emperor, Silver Mount Zion, Do Make Say Think, Fly Pan Am, Sofa, Sackville, and this is just an ad for those kinds of things. We have the CD here, and I was thinking about because some of this music is electronic or instrumental, I should say. How do you, it's interesting about how you name or instrumental music, because often with vocal music you would take the song title from the lyrics, but if you don't have vocals, you've got to change that around. So we have a history of guerrilla warfare, homemade maggot beer. We support Iran in their bid to win the 1998 World Cup. We have 2 years on welfare, etc., etc. A medley of late night buffet commercials. So pretty funny song titles, but this is, I think, a really interesting band. And lastly, I picked a small band from Liverpool. Something a little more well-known, perhaps. This is Echo and the Bunnymen Crocodiles, their debut record from 1980. And this edition is the 25th anniversary edition. And I bought all of the 25th anniversary editions for the first 5 records, I believe. And these are great because it has the album itself. This one has, and they all have bonus tracks. So there's 6 bonus tracks here, and some early versions of things. And then it has the entire Shine So Hard EP included, which is cool, which I, of course, already have on vinyl anyway, but it's cool to have on CD. And here is the booklet, which has a fairly long essay and some photographs about the band, etc., credits, and the song credits, etc. So, really good. These are great. It was written by Max Bell. I don't actually know who that is. This came out in 2003, I think. So, yeah. So, really cool. I love Echo and the Bunnymen, of course. So, thanks for watching, and I may or may not come back with the later alphabet, or maybe I'll do the entire remaining alphabet in one video. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, talk to you later.